in lives, you're automatically a unicorn.
Meanwhile, online meat brand Licious is forayed into spices with the launch of specialty spice mixes to complement its chicken and meat products. In a conversation with my colleague Shilpa Ranipeta, the co-founder Vivek Gupta says the company sees a need gap with there being very few options for specific recipe cooking. Here's a slice of that conversation.
Yeah, so we have come up with 8 spices in the beginning, and some of them are like tandoori chicken masala, butter chicken masala, fish fry masala, meat masala, etc. So these are, not generic but specialized recipe backward masalas. There is actually one generic category also, asli garam masala. We will obviously launch on Licious platform first in the top 8 cities, and then we will add online channel partners where Licious is already present, like Swiggy, Dunzo, Blinkit, etc. We will also look forward to partnership with the other online players like Amazon and Big Basket. And at some stage, after getting consumer feedback, we'll think of channels even in the offline market, but that is not on cards for first few months.
And Vivek, you're entering a space that has some very established spices brands, and it's also a space that's seeing massive traction among large companies too. So what's your value add here, and how do you see the competitive landscape in this space?
Actually, it's a fair question, but there are two, clear need gaps which we understood from consumers. One is the need gap is, there are very fewer options when it comes to recipe cooking. There are a lot of masalas like garam masalas, powders, etc. But when you have to cook a special variety of a cuisine, I think those options are very, very limited. So that is one need gap. Then consumers also don't understand, how much masala to add, etc. That's why we have come up with the sachet packs. So I think the specialized experiences are, I think, still missing in the market. That is another learning.
So you've launched 8 new products now, right? Are more on the anvil, and are you looking at just meat spice mixes? What about other generic spices too? Is that on the plan?
There is only one masala, which is garam masala, which is the generic masala, but all other 7 are specific meat recipe masalas. We see the idea is to stay in and around meat and make impact in those cuisines when that woman at home is cooking. So that is how we are looking at masalas, not like going into categories and launch coriander powders, etc. That is not the intent here.
So Vivek, you also recently forayed into plant-based meat, right? I wanted to understand, how's the response been there so far, and are you expanding your product portfolio there as well?
The product has been rated very, very highly by consumers. There are thousands of trials which got generated in just last 3-4 weeks of launch. So we are really looking forward. We have right now only launched 2 products. There are 5 more products which will go out in the market in next 60 days. So I think excitement is there, but yet to see India accepting vegetarian options on which taste like meat, right? It is a slightly futuristic call which company has invested in. Our thinking is that meat eaters who don't eat on particular days because of festivities or Tuesdays or Thursdays, I think this offering will more fit those kind of consumers.
And Vivek, lastly, your FY22 revenue grew over 60%, but the losses expanded at the same time to around 850 crore rupees. So by when do you see Licious turning profitable?
Yeah, so profitability is not very far. I think in next 12 months we should become a cash generating company positively. A lot of work has happened in last 12 months on those aspects. So I think that is a very, very good news. In next few years, we will also start thinking of IPO once we are in the state, of announcing dividend every year. So that is the intent. While we are working on this piece, the company continues to grow at a good pace. So year on year, we are still expecting to grow 50-60% from here on.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.